What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, man. In this video I'm going to talk about the 5 side hustles that you should start in 2025. And some of these businesses you can literally start with $0, right? Meaning zero money down. The first side hustle that you should definitely get into, I believe, is massive market and opportunity, is arbitrage, essentially meaning buying and selling. Because here's a fundamental thing. In today's world, if you know how to buy low and sell high, you can make money in any market. So how I started my first business was, I started off selling iPhones. And how I found these phones was I started a business with literally 365, right? I started the business with $0. So what I did was I went around my house, right? I looked at things that could be sold. So things like, PS5s, iPhones. So I found a bunch of devices. I took those devices and then I listed them on the marketplace for someone to buy them, right? And that's how I was able to grow my capital, by just flipping phones, right? But you could do this with anything. You could do this with PS5s. You could do this. You can go to a garage sale and flip, like shoes, clothes. You can literally flip anything for profit. As long as you get at a good price, you can make money, right? And the simplest way, if you're saying, oh, you don't have money, you don't have capital, look around your house. You probably have something laying around your house right now that you could probably flip a profit. But most of the time, people have a consumer mindset, meaning they only consume things. They don't think you can actually turn them into a profit. So that's the first side hustle you should definitely start in 2025. Number 2 is going to be social media marketing. Nowadays, as you see, there's a lot of business owners who don't understand marketing, who don't know how to put themselves out there. So you can literally create a brand around what you're doing and teach and help people, like I said, busy business owners out there, because they don't know how to do video editing. They don't know how to do putting themselves out there, how to do, get people's attention. So there's so many strategies that you could do and teach people, especially with someone, your target audience should really be businesses who don't have, a marketing strategy. So if I was just getting started into something like this, I would definitely go out there. What I would probably do is, reach out to, someone in electrician business, someone in real estate, whatever it is, people who just don't have a lot of time, who are just running their business. Tell them, hey, listen, I can help you generate leads for your business by getting you more eyeballs on social media, right? So if you can get them leads, customers in the door by making videos, by just being creative, you could literally, just be able to help that person. You can get paid in exchange. What you can also offer too is a 30-day money back guarantee. So you can literally work with them for the first 30 days to 2 months and tell them, hey, I'll give you these things, right? I'll guarantee you to get the results, and then you can pay me afterwards. So that's the best one. Also, too, if you're a video editor nowadays, there's so many freelancers out there. Because for me, I have VAs across Philippines and Morocco who I pay, right, to become freelancers who could edit my videos. And you can literally make a living doing that, but you have to learn the skills of how to actually edit videos. You got to be obsessed about doing that thing. So it's all about repetition, man. Number 3 is going to be wholesaling real estate, man. So I've done a couple of, my first deal that I've ever done, I made $12,000 off my first wholesale fee. You could probably watch my older videos to check that video out. But essentially, wholesaling real estate works like this. What you have to do is find a distressed property. So this could be a property that's run down, that needs a lot of, work. It could be the roof is missing, the HVAC. There's a couple of things that in the house are not making sense. But at the end of the day, you have to find a motivated seller, someone who's motivated to sell their property to you, who's going to be a cash buyer, right? So cash buyers are people who have money up front. But this is just a slogan. This is a way for you to get the buyer to sell the house to you. So what you would do is you'll write up a contract, right? And the thing I like about real estate wholesaling is it's zero money down. You don't really need no money. You don't need a real estate license. You don't need no money down. All you got to do is find a motivated seller, someone who wants to sell you their property, put it under contract, and then you can sell that to an investor, right? And how you find these properties literally is you have to do marketing, right? To become a good wholesaler, you need to learn how to do marketing, because if people can't find you, people don't know who you are, then, at the end of the day, they won't want to do business with you. So as a wholesaler, your job is to be a very good marketer. Your job is to be a very good negotiator. So you have to master the skills of getting rejected a bunch of times, talking to a bunch of people. Because at the end of the day, you're the deal finder, right? You're like the wholesaler. You go out there, you buy, you find product. Your job as a wholesaler is to find product and to be a distributor. You want to bring that product to the market and essentially, help people buy these distressed properties. So real estate wholesaling, you can literally start off with $0 down. All you need to do, you need to learn and master the art of negotiating. And Stephen Arnold talks about this in Money People Deal. He talks about how essentially you need to first you need to find a deal though. You can always get the money, but if you can find a deal, you can have investors lining up at your door trying to get you the deal. So that's number 3, man, real estate wholesaling. Number 4 is going to be stock trading, right? And investing. Stock trading, and I started investing and trading in 2019. And I remember the market at that time, it was going down. And now the past couple of years with inflation, with the rates going up, it has been, going up and down. But I think right now it's at an all-time high. So stock trading really means just understanding the stock market, right? Remember, in any business, there's buyers and sellers. In the stock market, these are people called, there's a bull and there's a bear market, right? So a bull essentially means a bull is going up, a bear goes down, right? So in the stock market, how people make money is someone is either betting the market is going to go up, or someone's either betting the market is going to go down. So for you, it's understanding what is your goal, right? Do you want to be a trader or do you want to be an investor, right? So if you want to be an investor, you have to know what is your time horizon. How long are you willing to invest to get your ROI? If you want to be a trader, then most likely you're probably going to get into futures trading. You're probably going to get into options trading. But the number one thing to learn about day trading, it's a long-term game. You're not going to get rich overnight, because I remember I played this game and I lost a lot of money by making a lot of mistakes, right? So it really teaches you the discipline, the psychology. So I think it's a great skill to have, because if you can know how to trade, you could literally be making money on your phone, on your laptop. But it takes time. Like you need to know you have to have a strategy, right? What is your strategy going to be about, right? So in the stock market, you have candlesticks, you have price charts, you have supply and demand. So these are things you learn while being a trader. You could take those same skills and actually add it to a business. That's what the thing I really like about stock market and investing, because it taught me a lot about cash flow, EBITDA, right? So once you make money off the side hustle, let's say, you start the side hustle, it could be reselling phones, whatever it is. You could take that side hustle money and put that into the stock market, right? Which can get you passive income, right? This is where money is just being compounded for you. So if you want to compound your money, it's the best way to generate money without having to work. But if you can learn how to be a trader and an investor, it can give you 2 edges, because as a trader, you will know how to essentially bet if the market is going to go up or down by looking at technical analysis, the candlesticks, right? Looking at price charts. So there's so many things you learn that, to this day, I still know how to read charts, just because I've been able to do that years ago, just by muscle memory, right? So that's number 4. Number 5 is going to be AI automations and SaaS companies, man. So nowadays, AI is the biggest talk, but the thing that I like about AI, what you could do nowadays, you could literally create a SaaS company, a software after service, right? Where what you could do is build out, these softwares, right? For example, let's say you have a CRM system, right? A customer relationship management. You could literally now sell that to busy businesses who don't have a lot of time. Let's say, for example, they want to, run automations, right? So you could sell them the software, let's say for like $97 or $200 a month, right? Give them the software they can use to automate in their business. Maybe, a lot of businesses nowadays, they do a lot of things manually. Maybe they're just talking to customers one by one. So now what you could tell them, hey, listen, I have the CRM tool. I have all the database in here. I could literally sell this product to you, right? And you could literally be talking to your customers. You can send them emails. You could literally have an all-in-one platform, so you don't have to do things manually, right? And the best way to do this, you want to target businesses who are already established, right, and solve their problem. So you could target people in the real estate industry, target people in the home service business. Different businesses, different industries who need your help can come and be like, okay, I actually want the service or product, but at the end of the day, what's in it for them, right? Can you solve their problem, right? So let's say, for example, someone owns like a cleaning company, right? They're saying, oh, we're missing out on a lot of our leads. Okay, don't worry. I have this system that I can sell, I could give you, right? I can essentially keep a lot of your leads, right? And so now what you do is you create a bunch of automations. You have maybe you have AI agents set up where now every time someone wants something for a service, you can have this auto dialer calling the customer back by being able to essentially have this one tool at all just streamlined in one process. So that's number 5. I think CRMs and I think automations are going to be the future, because I believe nowadays people are cutting down on their staff. So you have to learn, building systems, procedures, right? how can you save a business so much money and bottom line on the cost? So if you could tell someone, hey, listen, instead of you having to go hire X amount of employees, I could just build these automations. And I think what's going to happen at the end is people are just going to be left with like, no code AI, because everybody can build out these automations that's going to cost you. Nowadays, you could build websites literally with AI for like, maybe like $10. Well, before you had to go and hire a marketing agency digital marketing agent to build your website. So learning AI automations, learning how AI works, the infrastructures, what tools can you use to be able to sell that as a service to someone else is going to be very impactful, especially in today's economy where everything is going digital and businesses nowadays, they want to save on costs. So that's number 5, man. So that's pretty much how I'd break it down. At the end of the day, though, man, you have to learn how to sell something to a stranger, because at the end of the day, in any business, you will not make money until you sell something to a stranger. So the next, I always look at things, the next like 90 days, your job should be, what service can you get into where, you don't want to focus on making the business card. You don't want to focus making on the logos and all that. And these are things where when I first started, I was making a lot of mistakes. I hired this one guy to do my website. I paid him $3,000, paid that person to do this. But I realized these were all things that just to look good or perception. What you need to do is you need to sell something to a stranger. Once you do that, that's going to give you the confidence to keep going to build your business. At the end of the day, that's the first step. Learn sales and then learn the marketing aspect. And then at the end of the day, learn copywriting, because as a business owner, you need to learn how to write good scripts and good hooks, right? So let's say, for example, you're in this business now, you're starting, you're going, right? You got a couple customers, you're also doing the marketing. Now at the end, you want to be able to funnel out of your customers, right? Russell Brunson talks about, hook, story, offer, right? So in your hook, how is your hook going to look like? Let's say you want to write an email campaign. Do you know how to write email campaigns, right? So these are things you want to learn, especially as a business owner, so you could take these skills and apply it to every single walks of life, right? So I think that's the most important thing. When most people, they focus on the business card, getting logos and all that. First thing you got to do in the next 90 days, sell something to a stranger. And the easiest way you could do this too is, let's say you have like 20, 30 people, right? Put them in a room together. And let's say you have this idea, right? And just present it to them. And literally right there, if you have a good idea and someone likes it, they're going to want to buy it. If you can solve their problem, though, at the end of the day, you got to focus on solving that problem. If you can solve their problem, you're 100% going to get paid. And that's, I think, the best form of selling. Is you can also do this on webinars as well too, right? Where you start building out your personal brand, you start talking about what you do, and then you can literally document that process. And then at the end, be like, hey guys, get people's email list. And then what you could do is sell them a webinar, have everybody come into a webinar, or have them join a community. And then you can also sell them on there. But at the end of the day, you have to solve a problem for someone, right? You're not going to get paid if you can't solve a problem. So you got to identify what problems are you going to solve. What's something you see in the market right now that's lacking? What is something that you're seeing that you could solve? And then be able to essentially solve that problem. Then you could get customers and be able to essentially help them out. So that's pretty much, what I would say. If you want to start a business in 2025, break down, get started in one of these business models. It can really help you get in scale. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm out, man.